Have you seen the Tears of Time? Oppa Gundam style.
I think I've made a huge mistake.
Hello, my name is Paptimus Sirocco, and I'm a space Dracula, and I'm here to free your soul from Earth's gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what they said.
Yeah, hi, Ms. Sriracha. Nice to meet you and your bloody fingers in this episodes.
I don't even show up for a while. We've got to get really sad about 4 first.
Who?
Quattro.
Okay, right, yeah. I miss Quattro. I haven't seen Quattro in so long.
We haven't.
I'm like a baby. I have no object permanence. He's not there, so he just doesn't exist anymore for me.
It's fair.
This is also the last week where we're gonna have all 3 of the original opening. We all get Careless Whisper next week.
Oh,
I do love to Careless Whisper.
Or, whatever the equivalent is called. Because I know Sarah's been getting it for a while, because I hear it whenever I start it out, because the player, as we've said a billion times, defaults to English for whatever reason.
Yeah. Oh man, not to get too ahead of ourselves, but they start playing the new OP like during the second episode. Like 20
I
or whatever.
noticed that.
Oh, I might have
yeah.
just thought it was Careless Whisper.
What is?
We should. Hey, Max, who are you? What are your pronouns?
Oh yeah, I'm Max. He, him. This is Waku Robot the show.
Sarah, she, they.
Colin, they, them.
Yeah, welcome to hell.
Yeah, we're here.
We're having a laugh. We're having a giggle. These episodes were normal. Nothing crazy cool happened. I didn't say
having a
Waku
laugh,
Robot
mate.
out loud.
It's a fucking fun time.
We're all just taking a piss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, right?
I understand people are very excited for our take on these episodes, given where it is in the show.
Yeah, this is like so much is happening, and you mentioned this last week, Colin, too, where like we're at the part where 0079 is ending, like where the stakes and the equivalent sort of plot beats are happening, and this is not even halfway through the show where the end of 0079 is happening again. So it's like, damn, huh?
Yeah,
show's pretty good, I think.
Also, like, it's wild. Like, when I think about the show and I like fondly remember it and all of its plot arcs and what have you.
You fondly remember its women.
Yeah. Like, Hong Kong looms really large as an arc in my mind, in my mind palace. And I don't know why, but it always feels like it's like a 6 or like a 12 episode arc. And it's really like 3 or 4 episodes, which is just absolutely buck wild.
I mean, it's 2 Wow Cool Robot episodes. Because we're leaving, baby.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, these episodes were the girl power episodes, I think.
Have you heard of establishing intimate relationships with girls?
Real quick, Max, do you think that the Titans used girl power to effectively erase and control Four Murasame?
I was literally going to say that, Colin. Episode 19, Cinderella 4.
Cinderella 4! Shout out to Rush.
Hey, what if Hong Kong was purple?
What if you had a nice little Hong Kong dusk scene?
Yeah.
I was going to say, what if it wasn't there because it got destroyed by a girl who didn't go to therapy? But I guess that's later.
That's her therapy.
Yeah.
Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do to cope.
Some people destroy cities to cope. So yeah, we're still in Hong Kong for now because Kuraba has been ordered by the mayor of Hong Kong to leave because these little rascals just seem to attract trouble at every turn, don't they, folks?
Sure fucking do.
Yeah, the mayor of Hong Kong has told them they need to leave today, and Hayato is kind of like, well, midnight is still today, so...
Do you think Hayato is the kind of guy who, like, it's New Year's Eve... And then New Year's Day hits, like, at midnight, and he's like, oh, I haven't had ice cream in a whole year.
Yeah, because he's the best dad in the world.
I love him.
He's great.
Oh, fuck, I just looked at my notes and remembered the conversation that Amaru and Camille have at the start of this episode.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Hey, what
me.
the fuck is Camille doing with that cart? I don't know. It's got
Vibing?
tools, but also lunch on it. Like, what is he doing?
He misses Fa, so he's doing things that remind him of Fa. And what did we see Fa doing? Pushing the dinner cart. There we go.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
Yeah.
Girls?
Yeah, but
Girls.
Amuro has to talk to him about girls.
Oh, hey, Camille, like, just because you establish, like, a deep, intimate connection with, like, another girl, it doesn't mean it's, like, a new type thing, right? You know, you don't kind of feel some kind of deep connection with someone who you might be, like, mortally engaged in combat against and accidentally kill. Ha 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 ha.
Camille makes Jim Office face after that line.
I don't know, but I do I do like that Amuro is specifically saying, like, no, like, don't think about this like a new type thing. Like, he literally says in the sub, people with great insight are able to understand each other. Like, he is both, like, trying to help Camille avoid getting the trauma, but also to be like, hey, listen, you have a connection with that person, and that's good. You shouldn't automatically associate it with being the big psychic Gundam boy.
Yeah, it's like it's trying to differentiate the sort of relationships defined by the fact that they're different from humans, and then reconciling that with like they're also like human teens and they have feelings and emotions.
But yeah, then Camille is like, oh, okay, Mr. Amuro. So it's like pretty normal that like we feel literally pulled inside each other's heads, and Amuro's like, what? And like kind of just leaves. Because he can't deal with it.
He was not prepared for Camille to drop that on him.
Yeah. I mean, that is just how it feels to date people when you have anxiety, though. Like,
true. I think at this point, Beltorchica shows up, and Amuro's like, Camille, you stay away from her. She is nothing but trouble, buddy. I hate Beltorchica so much. She sucks.
The lads were having a nice, like, kind of intimate emotional moment of like getting to grips with how to have feelings, and then Beltorchica is just like, oh my god, hi.
Oh man. And then what, like Mirai shows up too, and Beltorchica starts like fucking pumping her for information on Amuro so that she can quote unquote help him like heal or whatever.
Yeah, and then Mirai's also just like, go away, no one likes you here.
So what I love about this is that Mirai kind of just like schools Beltorchica a bit, refuses to tell her like anything about Lala, and then as soon as Beltorchica leaves, like after Amuro, she's like, right, Camille, her name was Lala, she was a showgirl.
Yeah.
And just tells him everything.
Are we sure that Beltorchica was talking about Lala though? Because she just says, tell me about the person that Amuro fought in the war. And Max, I know you have a theory.
Yeah, well, a theory that I believe will soon come to fruition as fact.
I mean, for myself, it doesn't actually matter what Beltorchica was asking. I just like that Mirai told her to fuck off, basically.
Yeah. Oh, Mirai's
that's what
great
I'm
in
hogging
these.
out over.
Yeah.
Look, we don't know. We've never seen Char Aznable and Beltorchica Irma in the same room together. And as we all know, Char wants nothing more than to hear people talk good about him. So why else would Char, under the disguise of Beltorchica Irma, be asking people who know about him?
Yeah.
It all lines up.
It's connected. Confirmed.
And like the sort of, the talk between Mirai and Camille here about Lala is like, it's just Ken Lovebloom on a battlefield from Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it kind of boils down to. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
As this show and 0079 have shown. Yes, of course.
Yeah. And then we cut to Four, who is on the streets of Hong Kong, just kind of vibing in the crowds, and she's like looking over
vibing
people
in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Fucking,
like just casually almost gets hit by a truck.
She's really out of it.
Happy Weed Minute.
And then Camille get dirt bike.
Yeah, Camille
Dirt
just
bike
steals
Camille.
a dirt bike.
He has become dirt bike Camille.
He's sneaking out. He's breaking his curfew. He opens his window and jumps off the roof of the house because Dad won't let him leave the front door.
Yeah, he tied all the bed sheets in the Audumla together into like a really long rope so he could sneak off the side of the plane.
Boys just want to have fun.
Yeah. And he does.
He does. I think we cut over to the Titans at this point, right?
Yeah, they're talking about like funding, kind of.
Yeah. They've got a bunch of big rocket boosters they're going to use to get, I guess, like the Psycho Gundam up to space or something. Like, yeah.
They've got rocket boosters they're going to use to get the Psycho Gundam up to space, I see.
I will conveniently forget these exist.
I'm sure it'll never come up.
Yeah.
No, probably not. And Wooder, the sort of commander here, is like talking to the Four's handler, whose name I forget. and he's like saying,
Let's
he's
just
like
call her
talking-
Margaret Thatcher because she's got girl power.
Yeah.
yeah. Wooder's talking to Margaret Thatcher, and he's talking about how he wants a regular person to use Psycho Gundam because like 4 is just being unreliable because she wants her stupid little memories back. Ugh, can't relate.
Yeah.
Ew.
And also, like, he specifically makes the point of being like, I don't want to destroy Hong Kong, that, like, we need somebody with more control over this thing, like, et cetera, et cetera. And so for temporarily, at least for this scene, we have a single Titan that actually doesn't want to obliterate civilians, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah, well.
Wow!
So we go back to Hong Kong. Someone is like kind of comes out of the shadows and is like, "4, I'm here to pick you up." She slaps him because he calls her number 4, which kind of confirms the we've got a bit of an 11 situation here.
I am looking directly at it.
Yeah. And then kind of Camille comes around the corner and they're just so happy to see each other.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this so much.
Yeah.
And the Titan guy, he has like a sort of gun pointed at her, or he has a gun pointed at Camille, and he's like, sort of aiming it between the two because this random kid shows up, and she's like, just like, whatever, I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm allowed to. I'll be back by midnight, Dad.
Yeah.
It's like, do you get it? It's like Cinderella.
Yeah. Fake dad, let me go out until curfew, and he's like, okay, cool, but take this tracker with you, I guess.
Take this commemorative silver dollar to
Yeah.
keep with you for good luck.
Take this chance coin.
Yeah.
The scene of Camille and 4 like reuniting has like almost as much drip as the Quattro Amaro reunion scene.
What? Okay, Sarah. Quick, important question. What music does it play when they embrace in the dub?
It was Careless Whisper, right?
No. Oh, it wasn't a sick guitar solo.
Oh yeah. This is like a sexy guitar. I have big.
Yeah. Okay.
I have
Good. Yeah.
big
yeah.
word sexy guitar in my notes.
Yeah, it definitely has, like, Careless Whisper energy, but it is just the sickest guitar riff as as 4, like, flies into fucking Camille's arms. Like, it temporarily is no gravity in this area.
It's
Interesting.
Wonder if that has anything to do with her fat brain.
These kids have such shredded brains, they erase the gravity wherever they go. And the gravity of that situation sure is gone because they hang out, they have a good time, they love it. They're just...
Yeah.
It's like a nice little high school date. It's a genuinely cute scene.
Yeah.
Like 4's running, like her hand is streaming along those sort of chain link fence, like you hear the rattling of it. I like it. It's a very cool scene.
Yeah.
Which is very, very good.
And, they're not trying to hide anything anymore either. Like, they have a little exchange about them being on different sides. 4's like, it seems we're enemies, and Camille says, only according to the lines adults have drawn. And so, they're just, neither of them want to be doing what they're doing, but they're here. They're enjoying their time together.
Yeah. And at a certain point, 4 starts opening up to Camille a little bit about her past, or what she knows about her past, rather, because she asks him if he likes her name, and he says he does. And she's like, okay, well, I'm called this because I'm the 4th lab kid in the new type lab. And like, I don't know any of my past. That like, I'm trying to find it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then, kaboom.
Yeah.
Bing, bang, pow. Uh-oh.
Imagine Gundam having a kiss in it that doesn't make me want to like throw up.
I know, right?
And it
Yeah.
kind of just seems the key might be the fact that this was consensual, explicitly
Yeah.
so.
That they dislike each other and they're having a good one?
Yeah.
And she
What
asks
a concept. She asked him, okay, that part was so cute. She's like, can you kiss me? And this is my heart. My heart melted a little bit. It's so nice.
him. What
They
a
have
concept.
Yeah. But they have that nice kiss, but then Camille immediately stands up afterwards, walks away, and does Linkin Park pose.
It's like one hand on the chain link fence, the other like on his hip or something.
Yeah, and then Camille says holds her and 4 says is hold.
Yeah. You know how straight couples be.
Yeah.
And this very nice scene is interrupted by the Titan ship like raining fire on Hong Kong. And then Camille's like, okay, so remember when I said there's no difference between the Titans and Aayug? There's a difference between the Titans and Aayug, because Aayug would not do this.
Yeah, whoever the fuck is driving this thing is not very good at driving it, because they're just like crashing into buildings and shit.
Yeah.
It's like a teen learning how to parallel park.
Yeah, like it's Wooder is in there like driving it because I guess he made that big statement about like, oh yeah, like Four can't correctly control the Psycho Gundam and it's going to destroy Hong Kong, and then he proceeds to bomb Hong Kong, get in the Psycho Gundam, and like fly it into buildings basically.
Yeah.
Do you think Wooder's from Philadelphia?
Why?
Colin gets it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The accent they have up there, they pronounce water like Wooder.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
That's it. Yeah,
Oh, like
it's
water.
the dialect of the Mid-Atlantic, specifically around Philadelphia, Baltimore, and then the Outer Banks is like still very directly like related to the like original English dialect of American like colonists. So that means they pronounce water as
That's all
wooder.
for now. From the Colin Fact Zone. The Colin Fact Zone.
Every time that happens, it scares the shit out of me. I always think something's going wrong.
We podcast with the font of all knowledge.
This is true.
It's simply essential.
Only useless knowledge.
Yeah. Well, if it was useful, you'd be on a smarter podcast.
Yeah. Never.
There are
in my
no smarter
entire life.
podcasts.
Couldn't be me.
Certainly no smarter Gundam podcasts.
No.
We cut back to the Adumla for a little bit, and they're like, "Oh shit, something's fucking carpet bonging Hong Kong, carpet bonging."
That's what happens when you accidentally knock your weed paraphernalia on the floor.
So someone's carpet bombing Hong Kong. I think Amuro's like the only pilot they have, and like he launches. Then we cut back to Four. She's like looking directly at it.
She's like, no, that's not good. I don't like that. And then the Psycho Gundam just stops functioning as I guess the Four just turns it off with her mind or whatever.
Yeah, it's
When I
so
fucking
sick.
Realized what was happening, just because what's his face, Water is in the
Water.
like Gundam, the Psycho Gundam, and is like this isn't going. And at first I was like, okay, he's just such a bad driver, and then it just like starts going, and I was like, is Four fucking piloting this thing with her goddamn mind? And yeah, it turns out she is.
Oh god, yeah. It's like she's standing on like the ledge of a building, like just completely glowing right now.
She's driving it with her stand.
Yeah.
Her stand is Psycho Killer. You know this.
Don't you just love to show up and be surrounded by blue light while you remotely pilot your danger car?
That's just a Monday for me, baby.
And it's just, she drives it over to the like car park she's standing on, and just kind of is like, all right, mate, hop on out. And Wooder's like, well, I guess she can drive it, and just gets out and lets her go in.
Yeah, is no problem at all.
And then meanwhile, Camille motorbikes down to the shorefront and like signals Amuro by turning his like motorcycle headlight on and off again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just getting his attention. It works.
And like he comes over and gives Camille a lift to the Audumla.
Mm-hmm. Camilla's like super pouty on the flight back because like Amuro like won't tell him anything about new types and about love and all that.
He's like,
you're not being a good dad right now.
I'm like, Amuro, if you won't tell me what like it's like to be a new type, then I'll go talk to a new type who will.
Yeah. No one on the Audumla can do that.
Yeah. No new types on the Audumla.
No.
It does suck because Camille literally could just keep talking to Mirai and probably like, probably skip ahead like probably 10 or 15 episodes.
Mirai is
emotionally.
Yeah, I've got a note at the end of this episode about Mirai, which, like, she's so with it. Like, she could be, like, a new type coach.
It's because she's in a healthy relationship, and no other new types are.
Imagine a healthy relationship in Gundam.
Is it because Bright isn't a new type? Is that why it's healthy?
Oh my god, yeah, you can only have one. If you have two, it just all goes to shit.
Yeah.
He gets back, fucking Stephanie hits him and is like, where the fuck have you been? And he's like, oh my god, like, he's back here, and he immediately goes in Gundam and does his job. Like, come on, he's with it.
Yeah.
A man can't go out to die just because he's been slapped.
Is that fucking line? Jesus.
Tomino is just putting it in there in the text to please have people please recognize when I had Bright slap people, it was not good. It was bad, actually.
Yeah.
No, but Colin, a girl did it this time, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, it's girls. The theme is girls.
Yeah. Do you think that Stephanie properly used girl power when she used corporal punishment against Camille for not being on deck ready to sortie in Gundam?
No, but I do think that Mirai used girl power very effectively whenever she comments on how Camille has changed. And, like, I just almost made me think about how, like, maybe meeting, like, another new type who you form a connection with can kind of, like, change your mental schema. Just interesting thought.
Yeah. I think Four Murasame effectively is using girl power as she destroys Hong Kong because her new memories are meaningless without the old ones to be the base for them.
Yeah.
Listen, this is exactly like that time when I developed a crush on my friend and I had to go to therapy, except instead of going to therapy, she destroys Hong Kong. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Four Murasame did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you have an emotion and you don't understand it, so you just try and crush it, but that doesn't work and it's not a sensible idea, so you have to deal with it in some way, and sometimes that way is just saying the words, just burn everything.
Yeah. Sometimes you have one single memory and it's kissing Camille in a park and you have to destroy all of Hong Kong because of that.
I mean, like, okay, so that scene is a very good, effective scene, because, like, it literally just happened. It's, like, barely a memory at this point, right? But, like, she's in Psycho Gundam, she's transformed now, and she sees the sort of rooftop park where they kissed, and, like, it just, like, immediately brings back to, like, oh, like, it's just, like, her basically thinking, like, I don't deserve happiness right now.
Yeah.
And she just, like, tries to go sicko mode on it.
Yeah. Before we talk about the other half of the scene, I do want to comment that whenever Camille launches, he comments on just how fast Amuro is, which, I mean, he is in the red Rick Diaz right now, so I'm kind of thinking about it a little bit.
Huh.
I mean...
I'm thonking about it.
Yeah, we've never seen Amuro Ray and Char Aznable in the same room together. Never.
It's like putting stripes and fake engine vents on your car. You paint a suit red, it's gonna be better.
Yeah. It's verifiable fact. If you put flame decals on a Gundam, it will go faster.
Fuck, what if the Rick Diaz had flame decals?
Yo, that'd be Guy Fieri's mobile suit.
Yeah. It's already Guy Fieri colored.
Exactly. It's like, there are more Minovsky particles, like, per bucket of red paint than there are for any other color. It's just how the physics work.
And the
minion particles.
The Minovsky particles, they're like lubricant. They make robot go fast.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like power space lube.
We finally found out what Minovsky particles are.
Ground up minions.
Yeah.
Minovsky.
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 Oh, I hate that song. We can't.
Let's talk about the rest of the Camille 4 scene.
Yeah.
Because she's about to smash a bench.
Yeah. And she does. She does smash the whole top of that building.
Yeah. He doesn't really do a good job stopping her.
Yeah. But Tiny Gundam put his arms around Big Gundam's neck and gives Psycho Gundam a little hug.
Tiny Bunny is in love with giant girlfriend 4 times his size.
Do you think their ship name is Camille?
Good for Camille.
I have to leave.
This whole scene is, like, genuinely heart-wrenching, because, like, Camille grabs her and he yells out, and, like, at this point they fully realize, like, oh, we're not, like, on the opposite sides, we're, like, direct enemies right now.
Yeah, I hadn't realized that they didn't actually know that each other was the pilot of the respective small Gundam and large Gundam.
You kind of get the feeling that, like, 4 kind of started to realize it, like, towards the beginning of this episode, but, like, this is the confirmation for both of them.
Yeah, now they know there's no excuse. There's no looking away from this.
And, like, 4 is, like, explicitly, like, yelling, "Have you been created to make me suffer?" Which
that's a
such
huge
hot
mood.
line. Yeah.
Oofa doofa.
That's #relatable.
Yeah.
The Gundams are tussling. We get this beautiful shot of, like, little Gundam tiptoeing backwards from Big Gundam, who's, like, David Byrne big stepping towards it.
Yeah.
David Byrne, big mobile suit.
It's like, this whole showdown is like, this is top 10 anime fights right here.
Yeah. I mean, listen, she is 4 times his size.
Yeah, true. She's 10 meters tall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Camille's really trying to get Four not to fight and tells Amuro not to attack her.
Fucking kudos to Amuro for being like, okay. And like,
For listening.
for like about 2 minutes, but I mean,
To
it's
his
character
credit.
development.
If it were
Totally.
Quattro would have blasted her right away.
Well, also, we have to be very aware that Amuro knows exactly what happens when a third mobile suit gets between 2 mobile suits fighting.
Okay, true. Yeah, true. Yeah, okay. Yeah, good point there, Colin. Good point.
Very important, though, in order to get in and out of the Psycho Gundam when it's transformed, you do have to let it vor you.
Yeah, it was open wide, honey.
Because the entryway into the cockpit is through the Gundam's mouth.
The pilot is stored in the mouth.
The pilot is stored in the mouth. And yeah, Gundam, like Mark II lands on Psycho Gundam's shoulder and they just kind of get out and, Four kind of, comes out onto her wee balcony and, my heart is stabbed once again with 4,000 tiny swords.
Yeah.
Camille asks her to open up and she does so in multiple ways.
Yeah.
Oh.
Camille's like, you need to come to space with me. We can get away from this. Like, I'll be able to help you get your memories back in space, etc., etc. It's very sad that he cares about this girl, and she's just like, they can't fix something out in space if they can't fix it in a laboratory.
Yeah.
It's just
her fucking line where she's like, I want to know more about myself. What's wrong with that? I'm like, oh.
Four Murasame did nothing wrong. I've been saying this.
Imagine an anime being about, like, the human experience of, like, understanding yourself and connecting with others. Whew.
Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be me.
I think this is why, like, Camille and Four, like, stand so large as both, like, a canon romantic pairing, but also, like, an adversarial pairing, because, they do such a good job of establishing, like, the romance between them, but also, like, making sure that Four has very clear motivation as to why she's still fighting. Because really, the only reason they're still fighting is because Four wants her memories back. And, like, they never play that off as, like, her having too much new type juice in her or something like that. Like, it is, like, the one single grounding thing about her is the fact that she needs to get her memories back, and that's why she's still fighting Camille.
Yeah. They never do the thing where it's like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's like, you don't need your old memories if you make new memories that are happy with people that love you. It's like, no, like, it's important to her to get her memories back, damn it.
Yeah.
I mean, Camille does, like, say that, though, kind of.
Well, he's wrong.
He does literally say that.
Yeah.
He's wrong.
And that's also why Four says, stop being my enemy, be kind to me. Like, Camille could stop fighting. Like, if
it's his choice.
Yeah.
It's just, these episodes are a lot.
I mean, I think he is being very kind to her.
He's not, like, attacking her,
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he's not antagonizing. He's always, like, he jumped onto her back. He said, this is my giant girlfriend 4 times my size who I'm obsessed with. And he said, come on, let's get out of here and talk about our feelings. I think that's pretty kind. Pretty nice.
I think the big difference for me is, like, obviously, like, Camille doesn't want to lose the Gundam or whatever, but, like, Camille could just give up and surrender, and then Four could get what she wants. Camille doesn't really have a motivation going on right now, except I love girl large. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine part of Camille's motivation that, like, isn't really brought up is that he's beginning to really feel like he's a part of AU. Like, people are, like, praising him. He's not getting chewed out after every single battle. So I feel like for him, it's like he's starting to actually buy into the whole ideology.
Yeah.
Like, we don't really get to see that a whole lot, but I can imagine that, like, you can make a compelling case for how that's happening behind the scenes, which is the reason why Camille is just giving up right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which also plays into the whole thing of why he wants to go back to space, why he wants to bring Four with him to space. Like, that's ideally where he wants to be and where he thinks happiness can be. So that he wants to get Four away from Earth's gravity.
Yeah, I kind of felt like the place where the scales tipped in this conversation was whenever he brought up, like, that AUG scientists are gonna, like, fix her memories. And that he's like, hey, Four, why don't you leave the ominous institution that you're, like, entrapped by and join my ominous institution that I'm entrapped by? And it's kind of feels like it was at that point that she was like, fuck off, and, like, kicks him out of her cockpit.
Yeah.
Could it be themes?
Probably not.
No, I don't. This show doesn't have themes. What are you talking about?
This is Gundam. Colin, if you want themes, watch, like, Game of Thrones or something.
Yeah. Listen, wow, cool robot.
It's in the name. It's in the name.
It's in the name.
So yeah, like Amuro's like, forced out of there. The Gundams are like sinking in the bay at this point. So Amuro swings by and
what are they thinking about?
Amuro swings by and whatever. Who cares? He picks Camille up before he like fully sinks underwater. He tries to sort of like trash Psycho Gundam. He's trying to like pinpoint the weak point of it.
He says, it's the combat system. It forces the pilot to continue fighting. How do I destroy the system? And because he's Amuro Ray, he does appear to be talking about a computer system. And imagines that this is a thing he can genuinely destroy, which perhaps it is, but Amuro, I think he should be thinking about a different system here.
So
read the room, Amuro.
You are correct, but because this is going to be a thing that is continually built on in further Gundams, he is right to say that. It is most likely that part of the Psycho, because like back when Wooder was like trying to pilot the Psycho Gundam and failing, like he said, "Oh, this really is a Gundam, like a mobile suit that belongs to a cyber new type."
Right.
And it's part of that like the thing that they're implying here that we will see built on like over and over again is that part of like new type use Gundams or new type use like mobile suits or mobile armors isn't just that like a new type can interface with them better, but that the computer's interfacing with them too. So like when Amuro says that the system is forcing the pilot to fight, that's text. That's not assumption. That's like, and you can kind of see that in the way that like Four like behaves. Like when she's out of the Gundam, she's kind of like sleepy and wistful and like dissociating, but then you put her in the Psycho Gundam and like she is filled with this will to fight and strive for things in a way that she isn't like really like shown as in most other scenes unless she's like directly like interacting with authority figures. And so
I'm gonna need to take another 6 months and write another video essay about this. Fucking god damn it.
Shouldn't have watched Gundam in the first place.
I shouldn't have watched Gundam in the first place. School uniforms? That's what they do.
Listen, not to spoil anything, but Sarah, if you like that little nugget, you need to watch Gundam Unicorn. Like, you need to watch Gundam Unicorn.
God damn it. I'm tethered to this franchise for life. I hate this. I mean, we love it.
Free your soul from Gundam's gravity.
I can't be done. Can't be done.
Not possible.
Yeah, so we sort of cut, everyone like leaves. Camille kills the hijack
it just
something.
resolves. It's fine.
It just kind of resolves. There's a little shot of the Psycho Gundam being carried by the green plane thing, and like water is streaming out of it, almost like it's fucking crying. And Four is like drum in the most fucking Kaiba ass dramatic way possible, like passed out in the seat.
She is literally just fuging right now. She is catatonic.
Yeah. She looks like a Jane Austen protagonist who like just got her hand touched by Mr. Darcy.
I like to think that fuging is like voguing that you can do when you're unconscious.
Yeah.
Because that's what she's doing.
It does look like somebody got Alphonse Mucha incredibly depressed and asked him to paint a pilot inside of this cockpit.
It's really good. And there's also like a little
shot
of the fucking Fed people like discussing, this is how we're going to exploit Four next. So, they're planning effective use of girl power.
Yeah.
The last thing, and we cut over to the Out Humla. and like Mirai and the kids are leaving because this is no place for children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna go to India?
Yeah.
I don't know. Not space. Space is still dangerous too, I guess.
I mean, I'm sure there's an India in space. Like, let's be real, somewhere.
Yeah, true. Yeah, hopefully. And like Mirai, as she's leaving, she goes to Beltorchica, and she basically tells her like, "Clam down. You're going way too fast, girl.
Yeah.
Honey, please."
She also, like before she talks to Beltorchica, she like, talks to Amuro and like makes him promise to get Camille to space, and like she's like sad that she couldn't see Camille again before she left, and which is like maybe the first time we've seen anybody respect Camille as as his own individual person outside of Camille and Amuro, which is just, God, I love Mirai. Mirai's so good.
Yeah.
Because she's the only white-based person who's like adjusted well.
Yeah.
It's like her and Sayla, and we don't see Sayla, so we can only assume that she's exactly as level-headed as Mirai is.
And like, I really like, because there's the part where, she's about to leave and she's like, oh, where's Camille? And like, Amuro comes up and like, he doesn't say anything. He just like shakes his head, and she just knows and understands like what the hell is fucking.
He's having girl problems.
Yeah.
He's having a little nap.
We do see him biting his nails as Mirai flies off, though. It's great.
Which I noted because like Amuro bites his nails as well. That's like one of his little things, and I looked at that and I said, and I made thinking face emoji.
New types simply bite their nails because it turns out that being psychic is simply having, fucking anxiety.
Yeah, body
Actually,
picking
no.
anxiety.
I think it's they need the keratin to like fuel their brain juice.
Okay, yeah. Their brains use too much keratin, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Next episode?
Next episode.
Episode 20, The Heated Escape.
Yeah!
Yeah. Amuro comes to talk to Camille, but he's too sleepy.
No.
Camille just too sleepy. He's sleeping.
I mean, they're right, he is.
Beltorchica shows up here, and she's just like,
Amuro, you want to come up to my room and like Netflix and chill?
Yeah,
put
do you want to come
coffee
get
on.
some? Yeah, you want to come get some coffee? Winky face, winky face, winky face.
I've got some coffee in my room.
"You want some coffee, Amuro?" It's just,
Amuro.
I can't stand her.
But the thing is, Amuro doesn't want to Netflix and chill.
Yeah, because I feel like even he's not gonna get tired of her, but like I feel like right now he's just like, not, please read the room.
Yeah.
He says an interesting line here though as this happens. Like, he's talking about like how he has to go to space too, and he's like, we need to get Camille to space because he has this infinite potential and he has to get out there, but like I need to go with him because like I need to feed off of that potential for myself.
Yeah. Like,
Interesting there.
it struck me how all of Beltachica's dialogue here is like she's just unloading like her expectations onto Amuro, like, oh, this isn't like you shouldn't be like this, you should do this. Oh, I think that you're like this, you're not like this. And
Yeah.
don't do
Like
that, Beltachica.
he's behaving too much like Quattro, because Quattro is the kind of person that loses himself in battle, and Amuro shouldn't be like that because he's a war hero and he's perfect and I love him and I need to control him because I'm Beltorchica.
Yeah, so, and it also, like, it seems like Beltachica really doesn't want him to go to space, which, isn't that, like, the opposite of what she said before? I can't actually remember.
Well, I guess we get a little bit more of this when she talks to Camille later. But it seems like it's less that, it's not that she doesn't want him to go to space. It's more that she doesn't want him to be second fiddle to Camille. She wants him to be front and center. Like, she doesn't want to hear about Camille's infinite potential. She wants Amuro to be the big boy, which I think Amuro just knows that he's not. Like, he's still, like, he has power. He's using it. He's using his skills, but like, he knows that the next generation is the important thing, not whatever legacy that he has.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Remember the Amuro shower scene? Not the Amuro shower scene from like 3 episodes ago when he was in the shower and he was like, but I'm Gundam's pilot, I'm the best. And now he's like, nah, it's this kid.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he got in his boyfriend's mecha, he got in Quattro's Rictius, and now he understands. He's got ideology.
He gets it now.
He's so close to cutting his sleeves off.
He's so close.
He's nearly there.
Yeah.
After this, we get a short scene at the Titan ship. They're still chasing down the Outhumla, and 4 storms in, feeling normal, And like the scene basically boils down to Wooder telling her like if she doesn't cooperate and take down Mark II and the Aodhuma, like they're gonna shut down the lab and her memories are gonna go bye bye with it.
Yeah, they're doing manipulation.
Yeah. Because like I don't know, it is kind of weird the way that he phrases it. Because on one hand, he's like, "Oh, you don't even really need to destroy like the Mark II. Just slow it down, because it seems like we're gonna be handing this over to Oceania soon, anyways." But then he's like, "You gotta fucking step it up and hold it together, because I will destroy your home and your memories that are inside of it."
Yay. You hate to see it.
He's just encouraging Four to utilize more girl power.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's not at peak girl power levels yet. And he just wants to help her get there.
Yeah. There's certain kind of techniques and methods of, manipulation and extraction that you use to just deploy girl power, and he's doing them. She's learning.
Yeah, exactly.
Back on Aodhumla, the Hayato is like, all right, so we need to fucking get to the Titan's New Guinea base, blah, blah, blah. I noticed that Amuro, like, suggests that they do, like, a suicide attack with the Aodhumla.
This will be a common theme.
I just thought that he really, wants to try and succeed at what Garma failed to do. I mean, he sort of did it once already, but that was only one person in a ship being like, I think that's the theme.
He sees episode 8 one time and thinks he can always do that with a ship.
They get, like, a message from Hong Kong that says, oh, the Arkham is going to be dropping by at such and such a time. Can you catch up to it? Which gives them, like,
No.
a deadline to do all the stuff they need to do at.
Yeah. And, like, at this point, they have no way to, like, get to space. Because, they're what's the term? On Earth still.
Yeah. They don't have a shuttle. They don't have any convenient rocket boosters. Nothing like that.
No, I don't know how they're going to get out of this one, folks. But this is all interrupted because the Titans attack. Because, they're chasing them down. They're trying to stop them, slow them down, etc., etc. Yeah. So, Amuro sorties.
Alarms
sorties,
go off.
Completely ignoring Beltachika.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. She's like, be careful. He's like, I do not hear it. I simply am not listening.
Yeah, me too, buddy. Hey. Our boy wakes up.
Sweepy Camille wakes up and he has big mouth, and then he goes and gets a Gundam.
He goes, oh, I'm awake now. I don't know why I don't know.
My biggest yawn yet.
My biggest yawn ever. Like a perfect circle.
His mouth is so large.
He hit the golden ratio with his mouth size on that yawn.
Yeah.
You can draw a Fibonacci spiral down that boy's mouth.
Fibonacci's 4.
Yeah.
Fibonacci's 4.
I want to talk about Fibonacci's 4. Who hates fighting?
Me too.
Speaking of which, she's coming in with a bunch of Hyzacs, and she's like, the Nemos are scrambling, and like, Gundam and everybody's like heading out, and she's like, hey, all you all like handle the small fries. I am going straight for the objective. Do not get in the way. I will obliterate you with this giant laser I'm about to fire.
Yeah.
So this like laser moment. So she fires a big laser, but it kind of scatters, and everyone's like, "Oh, it missed. What happened?" I thought that, like, fucking someone, possibly Camille, was just, like, interrupting the laser with their mind, because that seems like this could happen at this point.
It looked like a Nemo flew in front of it and scattered it with its body.
But yeah, it's never really explained.
It's such a quick thing. Like, everything we've seen from the Psycho Gundam is its tummy lasers, like, aren't very accurate. They kind of just go everywhere no matter what. So like,
scattershot subwoofers.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. It tries to fire big beam, tries to do that Garobi, and hits a Nemo, and the Nemo explodes, and the lasers go everywhere.
Yeah. But at some point, like, Amuro's sorting now, and Amuro's trying to stop Four, and like she transforms, and like she ends up like grabbing Amuro.
She gives him a little cuddle, a little squeeze.
She'd give him a big old bear hug. Yeah. She's about to go sicko mode and kill the boy, and then, don't you always hate it when you're about to kill someone, then you get a big migraine and you have to stop?
It's, everybody hates it. Don't you just hate when you're about to suplex the hero of the previous anime, and then you get a really bad splitting headache?
You gotta fly back to the base to take some ibuprofen.
And you say, oh, Margaret Thatcher, I have to go home immediately. Come pick me up, please.
Yeah. Also, let's not forget one of the best things of all time, Hayato telling Beltorchica to fuck off.
Yeah!
It's so good. I hate her guts.
Yeah, he's
so
like, "Where's
much.
Camille?" And Beltachica's like, "How should I know? I'm not his babysitter." And he's just like, "Beltachica,
Yeah.
I'm
We
just-
are in battle right now.
I am so validated." Because Beltachica is just like, my apologies,
Do
director.
one thing, Beltorchica, please.
Just, it hit good. Just,
Yeah.
Yummy.
We love to hear it.
Yeah.
Brief cut to
And, like,
space.
Yeah, brief cut to space. Argama's here. Argama's back. Bright's getting ready.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
ready.
just lost my shit whenever I saw Space and Bright. I got so
I
excited.
know, right?
But it's only for
I
like
want to
10
free my
seconds.
soul from Earth's gravity.
Yeah.
I'm really glad they put this in here because I think if we would have just gotten like the eventual big Argama crew reunion as our first, be like, oh wait, Space is here again, I might have died.
Yeah. They can't hit you with it all at once.
You
gotta
gotta build up a
to it.
tolerance to Space.
Exactly. But during the battle, like, they end up sort of breaking off because Four has to go back and get her headache pills or whatever.
Yeah.
And Namikar, her handler, is like, she's pushing her way too hard because she's like, you gotta get your memories, so you gotta keep fighting, sweetie.
Like,
Yeah.
remember the manipulation they did earlier? They just do it again, but like 4 times more.
Yeah.
Well, her name is Four, so.
Yeah. And yeah, just fucking make her go out because memories. And she's gotta do it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Wooder gets on the the phone and tells everybody to abandon ship because all of their mobile suits are destroyed except for the Psycho Gundam. They don't have any real guns on the Sidori, so everybody needs to leave because he's gonna fly their big ship into the Ayug's big ship.
Yeah. And, like, all the Federation officers run in and, like, salute Wooder, and he's like, gentlemen, it's been an honor playing with you tonight.
Yeah.
And they all say, like, they're gonna stay on the ship because whatever.
I was
cares?
like, what the fuck? Institutional loyalty? Ew.
Yeah, I hate that scene.
I have the words written down, big British energy.
It's just like, yeah, it's like for the glory of the Empire, basically. It's like Winston Churchill would have loved this shit.
Oh,
Anyway,
Yeah.
My next note is that, we cut back to the Idumla, and I see Beltachica going down some stairs in the exact way that I go down the stairs in my house every single fucking day. Fuck this. I hate this.
Not anymore.
Well, no,
don't.
you're reclaiming it.
She's
You've
infringing
reclaimed it
on
from
my
her.
intellectual property.
Yeah.
Yeah. This scene boiled my blood.
Oh.
I have Beltorchica is my least favorite character in Gundam. Like, she's a compelling character and she's good at what she does, but I hate her guts
She's
so
really, really good at
much.
just making us mad.
Yeah.
She's so good at tilting me specifically. What does she say here? I can't even say it.
It is the biggest clusterfuck of wrong opinions. She tells Camille that Camille needs to, 1, stay away from Amuro because when Amuro's around Camille, he's too risky with his own life to protect Camille, and that's not good because we have to keep Amuro alive. And then like Camille's like, "Oh, what? You're saying like, I need to be better to like protect Amuro?" And she's like, "Yes, you should be better explicitly to protect Amuro. Amuro
like-
is the good
he's like-
person in the situation." Like,
Beltachica, that's a him problem.
Yeah, he's like, I can't do anything about that. What do you want me to do? Ah!
However, Camille, as he's leaving, does call Beltachica a selfish girl, and like suddenly I'm on Beltachica's side.
yeah.
He does say a woman's selfishness could get a man killed,
Yeah.
which is like,
It does smack of gender, sadly.
Ugh.
But like the thing that Camille's getting at, I feel, is that like Beltorchica trying to like play politics and favorites with which pilot gets like preference and all that kind of stuff is just going to get either him or Amuro killed in the long run of it.
Okay, that like makes sense because in the dub it was just like he's being mean to girl.
Okay, yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
being mean to girl with a good reason, so
Yeah,
it's okay.
it's certainly I don't want to downplay. The way Camille says it is explicitly a woman's meddling is gonna get a man killed. But like, I feel like what the core of it is like, if you ignore all of the gendered bullshit, is that basically, like, Beltarchica trying to, like, play favorites for Amuro is going to get both or one of them. Just eating it.
But the thing is, like, whenever they're going out, Camille does, like, go before Amuro, and sort of, like Beltachika was sort of asking.
Yeah, he does, like, explicitly say, hey, Amuro, please let me go first when they go to Sortie this time.
Yeah. So, like, he still kind of listened, which, you know, good for him.
He's mad about it, but he realizes that, like, she has a point.
Yeah. But also, I think it's equally because Camille wants to get out as soon as possible because he's on his way to his third date with Four.
Yeah. Hope he gets a fourth one.
Hey. You ever just kind of take a little, like, tea break in the middle of, like, vitriolic combat to have an intensive heart-to-heart with your, like, girlfriend/rifle?
Yeah, all the time. Why?
Yeah, it's called a rival move.
So this scene is like, before this like happens, Camille's refusing to shoot Four, and Amuro sort of like realizes that the Sidori is about to like ram the Adhumla, so he like fucks off to deal with that. And like, what if the Gundams hugged in midair and their pilots got out and just chatted while they're like falling from the sky? They're Yep. No, I'm not even gonna like make a joke. I'm not even gonna make a joke there because this scene is too good. This scene is too good for me to like. The scene is too good for me to sully it with like the energy I brought to Yu-Gi-Oh the other day.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Keep that shit away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's just like they're fighting and then they're in this like tranquil embrace and he goes over for a visit and fucking
This is Romeo and this is if Romeo and Juliet was good and they had robots.
Oh man. Like normally if I'm gonna lay out some bad wrong opinions,
yeah, of course, that's what the show is here for.
So,
this is a safe place.
I don't prefer subs over dubs because I think the Japanese performances are inherently better than the English performances. I think they're generally both kind of not great. And the reason that I usually prefer subs is because a lot of mediocre anime has a lot of just dead air, and when you're reading subtitles, you don't notice it as much. But this, oh man, and obviously, like I don't understand Japanese, so like a lot of the like craft of performance for like Japanese voice acting is lost on me. But like this scene is just so fucking good, and you can tell Camille's voice actor is like acting his heart out. It's so good as he just starts to like pour his entire like soul out to Four of like you said you're an orphan and said that somebody with parents would never know, and now I feel like compelled at the core of my being to like tell you all about how I saw both my parents die and like all of my life and like these people that I know, and I don't know why I feel like I need to like pour this out to you, but I am, and I'm crying and we're hugging, and it's such a good scene. It's so good.
It's like, it is like just raw emotion. Like the whole time he's like, I don't even know why I'm saying all this. Like he like just starts letting out and he can't stop himself.
Yeah, he does the thing where like as soon as he like, because Camille is always very like calm and like collected. But just like as soon as like he says, because he very calmly is like, hey Four, like I need to tell you something, and then starts to like as soon as like the kind of the lid comes off, everything comes out.
It's been bottled up for so long. He's had no one to actually talk to about this until now.
I mean, and like maybe he's had people, but he's not Four.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't had like a true new type.
Yeah.
Yeah, a true type.
And
could be something.
Four finally gets him to accept the fact that he likes his name too. Like this is just such a beautiful scene.
Yeah. This time,
Camille...
Four holds him, Camille is hold.
Yeah.
Yeah. If this is the culmination of Camille's character, if we get no more development for him for the rest of the series, I would be happy with that. Because, like, him admitting that he likes his own name because that's what he has and that's what he has to deal with is, like, just, like, the perfect, like, bookend on, like, the very first thing we know about Camille is that he hates his name. So now he's like, yeah, I like it, actually. It's like, mwah, mwah.
And, like, the fucking thing is, like, 2 episodes ago, it was Four who was like, oh, Camille, that's a really cool name. I love it.
Yeah.
You ever hold a gun to the person you love?
I was about to say, what makes this also the best scene in the world?
Yeah.
Oh wait, well, is it like the fact that his head is like in her lap?
Yeah, oh man,
that scene, I was not going to take a screenshot because it was too good of a scene to take out of context.
it's
Yeah.
It's just, and like you have to see it because like the motion of that gun coming into frame with Camille's head down in her lap, the noise of it cocking, the
When
like
he
suddenly
fucking
like
looks up and there's just tears streaming down his face, but he's looking directly into a gun.
it's literally if you added tears to the surprised Pikachu face, like.
It's the when the race war comes and I have to kill Tony Hawk, and it's like the crying man with the gun. That's what the scene is.
That is Wesley Snipes in New Jack City, which is a very good movie. You should watch it.
Okay. It's just like, and then she's like, okay, like this is the point of no return. Like the next time you ever get close to me again, I will actually shoot you for real.
Yeah.
Like we cannot do this.
Yeah.
This is not like a possible relationship to have.
And yeah, I like she does this, like the thing that she asks him in order to like determine this is like, do you still hate your name? And like from his answer, like after he answers it, she's like,
Yeah.
God, this is like the best scene I've seen in forever.
And like,
we watched the finale of Yu-Gi-Oh! Last week.
We're like,
well, not the finale.
No, we're like the beginning of the finale.
So yeah, they break apart.
They break up
in many ways.
Ford tells him that they need to both return to the places they belong. Little foreshadowing.
That
there.
one hit me good.
Yeah,
some foreshadowing. So she. Okay, the next scene's really funny though.
The next scene is so funny.
Hey, Psycho Gundam, yeet!
Yeet!
Just, Psycho Gundam, qu'est-ce que
Qu'est-ce que
c'est?
c'est?
Flying into the ship. It just fucking Looney Tunes directly into the ship. It just flies just straight into the side of it.
She leaves a Digi-egg-shaped hole in the Sidori.
If you can't find or reach the door of a ship, you just go through the side.
Yeah.
Psycho Gundam shaped is fine.
Yeah.
And she gets in, and like she basically is like she gets the sort of cargo crane in the cargo hold there to like carry one of the shuttle boosters there.
Yeah.
Huh? Wonder what those are there for.
She fucking shoots a man with a pistol. Like she does shoot a man with a pistol, and it's
Ford
not
did nothing
Camille.
wrong.
Yeah.
She's right. She's effectively using girl power to do mutiny against the Titans and kind of
so good.
She is radicalizing the girl power, and we love to see
exactly. And Water shows up at this point, and he's like, don't care for this. And he very much does shoot 4. I don't like that part.
Yeah.
She does
It's
manage,
not like the arm. It's not like a fatal wound, but like, I don't know.
No,
I say that
she
never
gets,
having.
She gets
I say that
shot
never
through
having
the
been shot
chest.
before.
Like,
Okay.
it's a through and through on like the non-heart side of her torso.
Okay,
Yeah,
I thought it was her arm. The show was made 100 years ago. I can't tell.
And like Camille and Amuro are like outside, sort of like waiting in the lobby of the scene. And it's actually like Amuro who gets her sort of new type DM.
Yeah. Four sends the psychic DM to Amuro because I guess Amuro's reception is just stronger.
She just says calling all new types.
Yeah.
Well, she knows Camille is like not going to pick up because he's like not doing so hot mentally right now.
Yeah, like Camille feels something, but Amuro is like, oh, it's like use the Sudori's booster rockets to get up into space is what she's saying to you, Camille.
I pogged in real life when I realized what was going to happen here.
I more did like Mr. Krabs because I was like, whoa.
You can just do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the very heartbreaking thing is like, Amuro's like doing covering fire for Camille and says, those who ignore someone's good intentions will regret it for the rest of their life. As like, you need like, I know she's going to die. She's going to die, but she has made this opportunity for you. You need to take it. You need to like, you can't waste what she's given you. And it's just,
I mean, does Camille know she's gonna die? He seems very, like, disorientated in this scene. Like, he doesn't quite seem to know what is going on.
Yeah, I sort of picked up on that, too. It really felt like he was going to be like, oh, I hope Four's okay. I hope I can see her later.
Yeah,
Like,
because like
buddy,
he gets on the booster
buddy.
rocket and like sees Four stagger past and is like, "Oh, Four? Is she hurt?" Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um.
But he goes on the booster rocket. He like plugs Mark II into it to, I guess, like guidance or whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm,
And then
mhm.
this is when we like actually get the second opening playing as this happens.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just Four says goodbye.
Yep.
Amuro tells him to go, and as it turns out, you can just go to space.
Yeah.
You can just do it.
Okay, so in my notes it says joyous music plays. This is such a bop. I think I would have
Yeah.
recognized the Careless Whisper opening.
What only does it only like that part only happens in the intro of the song. The actual song isn't Careless Whisper the whole way through.
Okay, so I just like haven't heard the rest of the song. Oh yeah, because every time it comes on, I switch over to the sub so that I can listen to the first opening because that's the best song ever
Exactly.
made. And then I switch
Yeah.
back. Okay, this all makes sense now.
Yeah. You've heard like 3 different parts of it, and now you can finally piece them together.
Yeah. It's all connected.
It's all connected.
And
yeah.
Bright is there to like pick up his son from school.
Yeah.
Oh well, as he goes up, the Sidori like explodes. Water and Four. I think they beefed it.
Yeah.
Oops.
I mean, I think she's fine. You know,
She's probably fine.
she's probably okay.
I mean, Lala's fine, so like whatever.
Yeah. Shar survived that big explosion at the end of 007-9. We know this because he's living in Sailor's basement.
You know.
Or actually,
maybe-
sorry, we know this because he's on the Doomla fucking Amuro.
As Beltorchika Irma.
As
yes.
Beltashka.
Who knows? Maybe we'll run into a 5 or a 6 later who, just, same hair color, different outfit. Who knows?
Yeah, big
Impossible to
sunglasses.
say. a cool mask, maybe.
Yeah. No sleeves.
No sleeves.
But yeah, like, we're in space.
Argama does deploy kiddie pools so they can get close in and they can throw a little rope out for Gundam to grab onto.
Yeah.
And he does it. He gets in the dang thing. He
Yeah.
gets caught.
Yeah.
Hayato's like, don't lose your way. Beltorchika is just hiding out next to Amuro's bed because he's sleepy from being shot disease, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, he got shot in the battle. He got hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
Baby Way has to recover.
Yeah, Camille is like, hey, where's Fa? And it turns out that Fa and Quattro and Katz all went for a little shopping trip to Granada. I wonder what they bought.
Granada.
Granada.
They went to Space Radio Shack to buy another.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, Colin, I will give you permission to do ASMR voice for this episode title because it made me like sit up in my seat.
Okay. Are we ready? Are we ready for this next title?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hit me.
The sign of Zeta.
You know when the show episode has the name of the thing in the name, it's gonna be a good one.
Wow.
Cool robot.
Yeah. Which is, a good immediate energy to have because immediately, instead of our usual, little explainer, we get the recap that just says 4 is fucking dead.
Yep.
I'm
F?
saluting. I'm doing the Russian streamer salute right now.
The F stands for 4. Because that's how many salutes I'm giving.
Press F 4 times. Respect times 4.
And then the opening proper is reminds us basically that the Titans are up to shit.
Mm-hmm. They're doing crime. They're doing Operation Apollo, which is they're gonna take over Von Braun City on the other side of the moon, which is like a clever little nod to Werner von Braun,
Cool.
the Nazi scientist who made rockets for America.
Okay.
Yeah,
Shout
October
out
Sky.
Yeah.
Well, is he alive? He actually might. No, he's not. He's certainly not still alive.
I'm
But,
pretty
like-
sure Von Braun's dead, yeah.
He went to space and died. For whatever reason, I had to watch October Sky like every year in school for like 3 or 4 years straight. It was weird.
It's because it came out really close to when we were in high school, and it's also a good movie, and people hate communism, and that's basically all of it together.
Checks out. That's a private school, baby.
I've literally never heard of this.
It's
yeah,
about,
I just Googled
it's about
it.
Homer Hickam,
Yeah.
NASA astronaut and not astronaut and NASA engineer. Anyway, Titan's leader is #chillin'.
Yeah, his eyebrows are, to cop a term from like 2014, they're kind of on fleek.
That was not from that long ago, was it?
I have no idea when it was from.
Okay, God. Look, time is not I don't recognize it anymore as a concept. I refuse to, so who knows?
But he's looking out the window because someone's gonna, like, call him on the holoscope?
Yeah.
That's a fun bit of technology that I wish we'd seen more of until now.
Yeah. It turns out that, a certain space Dracula is leaving their massive ship, the Jupiterus, which is what we see here, for their tinier pink ship, and just hops on a little hologram call to give him a nice salute to old Jamatov Hyman.
And, like, this is how you know he's space Dracula, because, like...
Dracula.
She gets projected out into space.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Only Space Dracula would be this extra. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we get to learn about him.
Oh, you get to learn about me. You get to learn about Paptimus Sirocco and my pledge of loyalty that's sealed with blood. You get to learn about that.
Oh yeah, Sriracha, you're gonna need to sign this contract to prove your loyalty. Hi, please write your name on the dotted line.
Oh, that's not enough. I'm gonna whip a pocket knife out and I'm gonna slit my thumb open and I'm gonna put my little thumbprint on there. Thank you.
Damn, this guy really fucking must be the most loyal.
Titans fuck better because they put the Paptimus in the colony.
I am glad that he switched from his weird vest outfit to like this bomb ass like white dress uniform.
It looks really sick, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. And like you can actually like see how his hair like functions. That it's like a sort of neck cut bob thingy.
Yeah, with a weird circlet that turns his hair into a beret.
Yeah.
He keeps his snacks in the cavity where his hair bumps up.
Paptimus Sirocco, famous inventor of the bumpet.
Ugh. I've got him down as Sriracha in my notes because he's a bit of a spicy boy.
He is.
Yeah, Pussy Sriracha is his name.
Oh, you
And also
know
I
I
didn't
like
care
to
what his name
get
was.
spicy.
Anyway, Camille's out on patrol in the Mark II in space. I'm so glad we're back in space.
Yeah,
Space is so nice.
They specifically make a note that like he's really, really, really deep in space, almost too deep in space, one may say, and just he needed that like space cleanse. Yeah. He's trying to make his type newer.
Yeah, he's also getting really annoyed by the other boy that's on the, I guess the flight deck controller boy, Torres.
Yeah.
Like, they're not having a
Torres.
good time together. They're not getting along. He thinks
Yeah,
he's
like
annoying.
He fucking talks shit over the comm, and Torres is like, I heard that, and he's like, oops.
Yeah,
My bad.
which is actually a really nice touch because we purposely see like Camille a lot for the rest of this episode,
Yeah!
specifically hitting the comm button on the side of his helmet before he shit talks people.
Yeah. Love my saucy son.
He's so cocky now. It's great.
Yeah.
He makes it back to the bridge though, and like, remember Emma? I missed Emma so much.
We love Emma.
We love Emma.
Emma's so great. She and Bright are talking. They're like trying to figure out what the Titans are up to because they've been tracking them for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Camille and Torres are like at each other's throats right now, like beating up. Some other third bridge boy joins
Camille
the fight.
just comes onto the bridge and immediately starts fighting everyone on it in true Camille Bidan style.
Yeah.
And then Emma's like, "Oh, boys will be boys, won't they?"
Yeah, let him blow some steam off, whatever. And then Bright's like, no, I will not. And then punches all of them and tells them to go to the brig.
Classic Bright.
Yeah.
Children, you are grounded.
You are spaced.
But yeah, it sort of turns out that like the reason that they've been ribbing at Camille is because like his vibes are weird, that he's really distracted at the moment. Which I mean, hey, bitch,
I wonder why.
bitch. Imagine like allowing yourself to grieve for your like GF who may have just died. I don't know.
At least Emma picked up on it.
Yeah, Emma sure
and-
fucking did.
Emma's like, hey, listen, stop taking people out for being lonely. Like, we can all tell that you fell in love on Earth, right? You know?
No, I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just and then hey, new friends here. We get to see them. We get to we cut over. We see Paptimus.
Yes.
He's like talking about he's like practicing with his like unit's new toys basically like
Yeah.
before the operation. He's like, "Yeah, we'll be ready for Operation Apollo. We got to like train our units first though."
Yeah.
And we get to see the Gabthly.
What absolute units they are.
And guess who's piloting it? Jared's
Guess who's back?
Our number one fail son.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And new friend Moar.
Yeah.
She's cool.
She's a good
She has
old
fun hair.
She's probably design stolen from across, but whatever. She looks good. I love a green-haired pilot lady. I need to stop playing with this fucking coin. Go away from me.
And the Gab flea is cool. It looks like a sort of mosquito when it's in its mobile armor form. It's this like neat sort of like military dark brown, dark green color scheme. And like Paptimus comes in his Masala, and they're just like sparring with each other. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love the big bulbous shoulders they have too. That's a kind of like kind of a design aesthetic we don't really see often in Gundam, but like usually like from here on out we get one or two suits that have that kind of look to them, and I always love them.
Hey, what if the robots played like American football?
Maxter Gundam. Next question.
Okay. So yeah, we go back to like the sort of Titan base, and Sriracha sort of gives a little bit of a speech about their kind of manifesto about how they really want to free people's souls from Earth's gravity, and that basically there's no difference between good and bad things. All things are the same, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
It's just like...
Well, he specifically is like the AUG and the Federation are no different when it comes down to it. They're the same people. It's the same organization. Even if they say they have the same goal as me, it's not the same. Because also, I believe in genocide.
From my point of view, the Federation are evil.
Yeah.
And like Jared comes in, he's like, "Bro, you're saying some wild shit. You sure you're not a new type? Only new types pontificate like this."
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not a new type. I only sense times will not change unless I do something about it." Or, excuse me,
I only sense times will not change unless I do something about it.
And yeah, he's like talking about how like, you know, Hyman wants to basically like eradicate Earth and then like lead the remnants or whatever.
yeah.
I thought, like, specifically, they're trying to cause economic collapse so that everyone will fucking starve and die.
Yeah, like, Hyman's plan is specifically to, like, start a war so big that the economy of Earth will collapse and basically all the poor people will starve to death, and then they'll just be left with everybody who could actually survive, which is certainly not really terrifying.
Yeah.
No, and Sirocco's like, "This is also my plan, but much like Joe Biden, I'm gonna have a woman do it."
Yeah.
Ugh.
Sirocco said more female autocrats.
Sorry, Joe Badon.
Yeah, Joe Badon. Camille's grandfather, Joe Badon.
So fucking, like, Sriracha is like, "Oh, whoever gets to control the Earth sphere after everyone is dead is gonna be a genius." And Jared is like, "Is that you?" And like, Sriracha just like stands up and is like, "No, I think the ruler of the world will be a woman." And
I'm
in
a
my
hashtag
mind, I was
feminist.
like, did he just come out as trans? Is she a girl actually? Because what it read to me was him saying up and being like, "Yes, it will be me, and also I'm a woman. Hi."
I don't know. There's a
No, like just the fact that like that was what my brain did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I wouldn't go there just because like the immediate several Sirocco scenes just reek of sex pest vibes for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You think he has a hashtag I'm with her bumper sticker on his masala?
Fucking ugh. Because like he keeps going around for the rest of these episodes, like going up to women and being like, "Could you be my queen?"
That's the thing, and like he doesn't look like that kind of guy. It's just like his looks belie his behavior. He looks like a cool, like smart, normal Dracula, but then he opens his mouth and he's like, "Oh, he's one of those."
He's
Damn.
trying to Draculize all these women into being his servants.
"I want to suck your titty."
No.
We do not like to hear it.
After this weird scene, we cut over to the bridge crew in like the disciplinary room, like the little like holding
The
cell.
boys
on the
are
brig.
grounded. They're having a
Yeah.
nap.
Yeah, and then like the guy comes in, like he like, you know, rattles on the door, wakes them up, and they're like still mad at Camille, and Camille's like, "Oh, you just shouldn't have fallen asleep. Like, I'm a good boy."
Yeah.
But
And then they don't get mad at him. Yeah.
But then they're like, "Oh, Camille, did you get any cool porn in Hong Kong? Will you show us the holotapes, please? Pretty
Yeah.
please?
Yeah, Camille, we'll be friends with you if you give us your Blu-rays.
You get some cool bootleg Earth porn, buddy. We ran out of stuff on the Argama. Oh god.
But yeah, and then we see, like, cut back to Titans. Moa her name is like Moa in the dub.
Mouar.
Okay,
Moar.
there's no
Yeah,
R
okay.
in the dub, or could
Oh, that's
just be
weird.
like an English R.
Shrimp dressing.
But yeah, she's getting sent out to space to like go and check out a vibe that Sriracha's felt. And like yeah, they
all
get
vibe
sent.
checks return
Yeah.
to space.
Huh?
Whenever a vibe check happens, it gets sent out into space. People need to investigate.
Yeah.
She does, like, before she's sent out, she does notice, like, this weird Annette Fire Emblem-looking character who's
Yeah.
hanging around Sirocco, and she's like, what's her deal?
Yeah, who's
'Cause,
this
like,
pink
I don't
haired
even...
girl?
Yeah, like, I don't even know if we see much of her face. We don't get a name or anything, but, like, she's vaguely important if she's hanging around Sirocco the whole time.
Yeah, we in a previous scene that like Sirocco was in, we did see her in the background, like we saw her like
Yeah.
walk out of the room or whatever. So like yeah, it's
She's
people
just
we're
T-posing in
noticing.
the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Argama is also like mobilizing. Oh, also, whenever they go out to like check out the vibe, I think Jared is like, oh, is that a weird plane I see? I'm sure it's fine.
It's probably nothing.
It's probably nothing. But the Argama is like mobilizing because they've seen like one single mobile suit.
Yeah. They saw Jared and they're like, it's Jared season. We're off to hunt some Jareds.
Yeah.
The first Jared of the season has fallen from the tree.
We're hunting Jareds.
Camille season, Jared season, Camille
Yeah.
season, Jared season.
And Camila's out in space and he gets like a vibe. He gets the like, wow, cool robot vibe. He feels that there's going to be a cool robot.
Yeah.
God, and so do I.
Yeah, and that Gabflay shows up, and it sure is a big old boy. We do love to see it.
Like, Emma's taken off by this point, and she also, everyone just like completely reads like characters like Amuro and Camille, because Emma also says like, oh yeah, all the boys get hopped up for war.
Yeah.
It's just like, the boys ain't right, all of them, every single one.
Yeah. Because boys ain't right.
Thank you, The Cure.
Yeah, you're welcome, The Cure.
Oh,
So
okay. Cool.
We are all
Didn't know
the
that. We are all.
yeah, so there's big space fight, which kind of ends up Emma basically gets like shot at point blank range, but she fucking escapes in a pod, which kind of proves that every single other woman death in this show from like mobile suit shooting has been vaguely unnecessary and gratuitous. Kind of, I hate to think about it.
So this is two things. One, Jared kicks her head off.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
And two, the Rick Dias is specifically one of the first mobile suits to have a cockpit that turns into an escape pod. Like it is one of
That's
the
a
few
neat little
ones.
touch, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see it in a couple more. Everybody's favorite Sazabi has one too, but yeah, it's Emma just happens to be in one of the few mobile suits that is made to not die in.
Well, good
The
for her, I
Zeong
guess.
also was like kind of the first one we saw, because the whole head just pops off, don't it?
Oh yeah.
And a cool thing to note too is that like the Gabflay is kind of like a Gundam in that they think it's like a warship firing on them, but no, it just has a battleship's mega particle cannon that's handheld.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jared fucking like comments because he's absolutely obsessed with defeating the Mark II. He's like, oh yeah, I could just kill the Mark II in one shot with this big gun.
So yeah, Camille ends up rescuing Emma, and like
Come here.
yeah,
He
yeah.
throws her escape pod like a squash ball
Yeah.
to another
He's like,
mobile suit.
hike! He like Peyton Mannings it away.
Yeah.
And then like Jared like eventually is able to close in, and Jared and Camille are fighting. Like Camille tries to like get his beam saber out, and he's like cuts off part of his shield to do it, but like Jared like totally has him captured right now.
Yeah. Oh, you
And
look at that
Jared's
little
like-
mark too? You want to give it a little bit of a cuddle? With a bit of a squeeze?
Yeah.
He does say, "I want to torture him to death."
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, he knows he's fighting Camille at this point because only Camille could be piloting
Yeah.
Mark II.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Well, he hears Camille speak too when Camille goes to rescue
yeah.
Emma. So like, yeah, he knows what he's here for, and he is excited for it.
Hey, speaking of excited for it, what happens next?
Somebody shoots from off screen. They don't know who it is. It's not in the direction of the Argama, and Camille gets launched out of Gundam into space.
Yeah, his hatch like opens up by itself, and he's like, "Why the fuck did my hatch just open up?" Yeah, yeet that boy.
Yeah.
He thinks he's gonna die.
Yeah, he's having like a near-death experience, and someone's trying to contact him, and it finally breaks through to him, because it's Fa. Fa is here to save Camille.
Well, we don't. The thing, like, he's drifting, he's vibing, he, like, fucking immediately accepts his death, but in, like, a bad way.
Yeah.
And then, like, he senses Fa, and then also a ship with a mysterious pilot shows up. I did not connect these two things in any feasible way.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I was like, there's a ship and a pilot. Wonder where Fa is.
I mean, they do such a, like, you see the pilot and, like, their face is totally obscured by the visor of their helmet. And, like, at that point, you know it can't be anyone else. It can't be Quattro because we would have seen him by now. It, like, has to be Fa. Or maybe it's Haro. Who knows?
Haro has titties now.
Good for her.
2 orbs.
Well, 3, if you count the main body.
Okay.
But
I don't want to count them.
But Fa's flying in on something new and exciting that, like, I don't know why I'm marking out so hard over it. I think just because I'm excited to see the next big thing, but I know what it is.
There's a little Dorito here.
Dorito.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess technically Fa is piloting like a transport ship that was carrying the Dorito. But now they've separated. The Dorito is trying to fight off Jared and Moar, while Fa goes to rescue Camille.
And Apolly's in the Dorito, our good friend.
Yes, our favorite boy, Lieutenant Apolly. I love him.
Hey, wow, cool robot.
Wow, cool robot.
Wow, cool robot. I just like it whenever Camille is drifting in, vibing in space and having a very bad death time, and then just kind of turns in and he says, "Oh, wow, cool robot." And the cool robot comes and rescues him.
Yeah. And the cool robot wrecks Jared's shit. Like, his gadfly is about to explode, and he has to run off with Moar.
Yeah.
He doesn't even get picked up. He, like, grabs on, like, he's in space, free floating. He grabs onto the chest of the Moar.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's important and symbolic.
Yeah.
Because maybe Moar says new mommy Gia.
You see a titty, hold it.
Yeah.
Titty is hold.
And yeah, Fa and Camille recreate the creation of Adam. Yet again.
Yeah.
You know, a bit of a dramatic
really
reunion.
Cute. Yeah.
And, like, you see their faces, and it's just like, aw,
I was not expecting this in any way. I was not about to give this show any kind of credit that it would, like, take Fa and, like, make her an actual character and have her, like, do things. Like, imagine if a girl had a job and she did the job.
Wow.
Don't give it too much credit yet. But also, it is nice to, like, Fa is a pilot now. Like, she's going to be a pilot. She's going to pilot stuff. It's great. I love it.
Many grains of salt over this, but for now, I like to see it.
I'm in right now.
Yeah.
You will, at some point, you will both join me in the Justice for Fa movement, but currently,
cool.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Currently, Fa's exhibiting girl power.
Yeah. And currently, Camille is sitting on her lap. And
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
cool.
who's doing the driving.
I think Camille is.
Because I was like, how is Fa
I don't know how
seeing?
Fa can see with him in the way.
Yeah.
You know?
He's too big. He's not even that big.
Yeah. And, like, through this, as this is happening, after Apolly runs Moar and Jared off, we learned that Apolly is piloting Zeta Gundam.
Zeta Gundam. Mokushirake.
The sign of Zeta was right. We see it.
The Dorito is the sign of Zeta.
The Mountain Dew is the fuel of Zeta.
Listen, what are you guys so excited about? It's just like a triangle. It's just a ship. Like, that's...
Yeah, it's just like a fighter jet. Surely it's not going to, like, be an actual robot or anything like
Yeah.
that. Surely we haven't seen every single new robot transform from a ship into a robot.
Yeah.
Sometimes things is just a plane, you know?
Certainly, Zeta's whole thing isn't transforming robots. Certainly not.
I wonder if it's meaningful that I literally finished my Zeta Gundam Gunpla this morning before I watched these episodes. I did not plan that out whatsoever. I wonder why. I think I'm a new type now.
Oh, yeah. We cut over to the Titan ship. Jared is getting examined by a doctor who says nothing's broken. He just bruised his ribs or whatever.
He has his nipple looks real weird in this scene.
He has huge pecs. And I guess that makes sense because the doctor's like, oh yeah, you didn't break anything because you've been doing so much physical training lately.
Yeah.
So, Jared's been trying to live that quadripagina life. I don't know if he has a 10 times Earth gravity spin chamber, but, I'm sure he's trying.
He just has Papimus sit on his back while he does it.
Yeah. Papimus sits on his back while he, like, goes fucking scudding for a space wife fucking...
He's a wingman.
Yeah. Moar, after she checks in on him, like, heads off, though, and runs into Sirocco. And Sirocco makes fun of Jared, saying, oh, he's fine if you have a particular fetish for boys. Which, okay, Sirocco, go off, I guess.
Okay, weird ass. Ugh, this guy's vibes are so rancid, but I still want to stan him.
Yeah. Like... My notes say, question mark, Space Dracula wife guy? Question mark.
Imagine if Sirocco and Belter Chica got together. That might be the most cursed thing you could think about.
That is absolutely, like, a lethal combination. That is, like, if you write a ship, if you write a fanfic from that ship, when you complete it, like, the devil pulls you down. Okay, look, we got to get rid of these bad vibes because we have good vibes now.
Yeah.
So we cut back to the Argama.
Let me think about the good vibes.
Yeah.
Okay, Camille's talking to Apolly. Camille's like, hey, the owner's manual isn't in the cockpit for Zeta. And Apolly's like, yeah, it's in this briefcase. Check it out later.
Yeah.
Which is like, I love that Gundams come with owner's manuals now.
Very important, Fa doesn't have sleeves anymore. She got ideology.
I didn't even notice this. You're right.
I actually really like Fa's, like, new character design. I think it's like that yellow, like, it's like half dress, half like jumpsuit. It's a really cute look. I really like it.
Okay, so imagine being willing to admit to yourself that you desire emotional connections and then kind of like pursuing those deep emotional connections with other people. That's a concept I can't really wrap my head around it, but I'm looking at it.
Yeah. You see, Camille and Fa are both lonely, and they are fairly, like, intimate with each other already, and now they're gonna make kissy face.
So they don't actually kiss, it's just the weird angle of their hug.
No, it's like an embrace,
Yeah, they like butterfly kiss a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like cheek to cheek, the face cheeks.
Yeah.
Cheek to cheek in the hallway.
Yeah.
And, like, during this emotional moment, Bright Noah walks out of the door that they're right next to, just, like, stares daggers at them and walks away.
Well, I don't think it's daggers. He just, like, opens the door and is looking at Camille, and it feels like he doesn't really understand what he's seeing for, like, 5 seconds. Then he's like, oh right, they're teens. And, like, walks past.
I kind of got the feeling that it's one of those situations where Bright's been hanging out behind the door for like a couple minutes now, and is like, now
there's no good time to go.
They're not gonna leave. If I don't leave now, I'm gonna be stuck in here for like an hour.
Bright's like, I really need to pee.
Yeah. And then after Bright goes away, Emma does the exact same thing. She, like, comes out of the elevator and opens it up and just, like, with this disdainful look, stares and then closes the elevator. Guess I'll go to a different floor. Then I didn't want to go down this particular hallway anyway.
Everyone's like, oh man, Camille needs to really get it together. Now he has, and no one can use this hallway for the rest of the season because it's just gonna be like fucking Camille
Central.
Yeah. It's Fawn Camille's makeout zone now. Nobody can use this hallway. It's just too awkward.
Yeah, it's like it's a holding chamber, but for being holden.
Yeah.
It's the is-hold chamber.
But Camille does cancel himself by, like, telling Fa that she couldn't become a pilot if she wanted to.
Yeah. But, like, Fa's like, I'm gonna be a pilot, and he's like, you couldn't be one, and she's like, fuck around and find out.
Bet.
Yeah.
Saved your ass earlier today, like.
Yeah, that's...
What good episodes.
Yeah.
I love this show.
Could you imagine if they put Fraubo in a robot? Like...
Frau Robot.
Okay.
Could you imagine if there was an episode of Mobile Suit Gundam where, like, fucking Sayla went out in Gundam and, like, Frau like supported her in G-Fighter or whatever? Like, that would have been so good.
No. She gets the Frau Bro.
The Frau Bro! Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So, it's my turn for a segment this week. And in like, I didn't want to do just a regular Beyond Toon World. I guess like, I don't know, maybe 4 would be the next one to do just because she's important. But anyway, and this is like about a week late for the show because we're not in this arc anymore. But like over the course of an episode or two, we see the or several episodes, I guess, we see the Audhumla go from the Kennedy Space Center to Hickory Base in California. So I was thinking, what if we turned that into a road trip?
Okay.
What if we took a 3,007 mile long, 49-hour road trip from the Kennedy Space Center to where Hickory would be?
Fucking Wow Cool Robot Meetup 2022.
Okay.
So check your mail, Sarah. I purchased you plane tickets. You're going to fly to my place. I'm going to drive down. I'm going to get Colin. And then we're going to drive all the way down, starting at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex in Florida at Cape Canaveral on Merritt Island.
Okay.
Did you know? The Kennedy Space Center was built in 1963. The Visitor Center sees over 1 million visitors per year. You can go there and you can see the space shuttle Atlantis, which we see in the show, which is the second to last space shuttle built by NASA. It first launched in hold on. Let me think.
The song Space Oddity came out in 1969.
No.
If that helps.
Thank you, nice. It helps immensely. When was Zeta made, Colin?
1985.
Okay, interesting. So, I guess they would have known, but it's, okay, Atlantis was first launched in 1985. I guess, like, they just know it's a space center, so they would have a space shuttle in it. It, I guess, is funny because it works out.
Yeah.
Because the Atlantis is there at the Visitor Center. It was nearly destroyed in a launch in 1988 after part of its heat shield broke off and melted a ton of, like 700 of the sort of ceramic plates on the bottom of it. It delivered key ISS modules. And we can also, while we're there, we'll experience a simulated shuttle launch. We can look at real landing capsules from previous NASA missions. And I tried to sort of theme most of this road trip around space. The website I use only let me add 5 destinations for free before I had to pay them. So
okay, well, we're not paying them.
We're not paying them. So we're going to drive 689 miles west.
Okay.
And our first big destination is Bourbon Street, Louisiana. Just because it's fun. I wanted to.
Okay. Yeah. We can get hand grenades.
Yeah, exactly. Fun facts for this place. New Orleans was founded in 1718. It was given to the Spanish following the 7 Years' War in 1763, and in 1788, the Great New Orleans Fire happened, which destroyed 80% of the city. So since the Spanish were like controlling it at that point, they rebuilt this part of the city, so it exhibits a lot more Spanish influence than French. But Bourbon Street's part of the French Quarter. It's like, the whole like sort of city cultural center. It's party central. You get drunk every day, especially during Mardi Gras, where you can get our vaginas out and win more beads than everyone else. Woo! So after we got hammered and slept off, we're going to drive another 347 miles west to the Houston Space Center.
Another one?
Another one, where they had the problem.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
And my note here is, come on, we got to do all the big space stuff.
Yeah. I got to see the problem.
You have to see problem. Are you experiencing it?
I go up to Houston, I knock on the door of the Space Center, and I say, show me problem.
You make troll face and you say problem? The Space Center was built in 1963 here, and is used mainly for spaceflight training, research, and flight control. The Visitor Center didn't open until 1992, and I guess it replaced another Visitor Center that was a little bit older, so this is, like, I guess the newer one. But it has a lot of, like, real flown space capsules, like Mercury 9, Gemini 5, Apollo 17, and it has lunar rover test vehicles, and it has one of 8 touchable moon rocks in the whole world.
We love a moon rock.
I want to touch a moon rock so bad.
I would like to touch it.
Like from Granada.
Yeah.
From Gundam.
Granada!
We know that Camille has touched a moon rock because he has touched the moon.
Exactly!
Imagine how he has touched the moon.
So,
where are we next?
We're next, 741 miles away, driving west. We're entering the state where Elliot is right now. We're New Mexico.
The new one.
And and you're probably thinking, is there space stuff in New Mexico? We're going to Roswell. We're going to the International UFO Museum and Research Center in Roswell, New Mexico.
Okay.
Which, as we all know, in 1947, rancher W.W. Mac Brazel found metal debris scattered all over his ranch, as well as a shallow trench a few hundred feet long in the ground. He reported it, made its way up to the military chain of command, who closed off the site and wouldn't let anyone in. To draw your own conclusions. Was it a weather balloon or not? You decide.
I think it was one of Gundam's feet.
Here's the thing. If I saw an unidentified flying object, I would simply identify it.
Yeah, it's just you can look at it and you can decide what it is. It was probably the Ashmar.
Yeah.
But the museum was founded in 1991. It's a nonprofit apparently, and it's sort of dedicated to like the history of UFO encounters. It's just like a conspiracy hub.
Oh.
Also, did you know the McDonald's in Roswell is actually shaped like a UFO?
Fuck yeah.
I guess
That's
we'll
cool.
know when we go there for McDaniel's.
McDonald's.
For a road trip. McDaniel.
Yeah.
Exactly. Our next destination is not as far away. It's only a mere 215 miles. We're going to drive to the Very Large Array. Now these, if you've seen the movie Contact, you've seen this. It's like, what if just the desert had a ton of giant satellite dishes in it?
Mm-hmm.
So these are located on the plains of San Agustin in Socorro County, New Mexico. It's a little bit like west and a tiny bit north of Roswell. 28 of these radio telescopes, they're 25 meters like big. I don't know if that's like the diameter of the dish or how tall they are.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, they're bigger than a Gundam.
Yeah.
They're arranged in sort of a Y shape on double parallel railroad tracks, so they can sort of be moved and aimed around at different places. Ooh. The first antenna was placed in 1975, and the facility was formally opened in 1980. It's not run by NASA or anything like that, oddly enough. It's by the National Radio Astronomy Observatory, which is part of the National Science Foundation, which is a sort of like independent government body in America that does science, like doing science.
Mm-hmm. Like science theater.
And they use these big suckers to look at black holes and protoplanetary disks and stare at the gas at the center of the Milky Way. And it's like, yeah, we could probably use that to contact the Ark Gamma while we're driving around.
Yeah. They haven't found
okay.
the Minkowski particles yet, though.
That's what they're searching for. We're here to get a status report on that.
Yeah.
So our next destination, we're going to go west 373 miles into Arizona. We're going to go see where White Base flew in America because we're going to the Grand Canyon.
Okay.
I always forget that White Base flew through the Grand Canyon in the first show.
I don't think it did.
It did.
I think that was in Canada.
No, it did. We looked it up.
Oh, okay.
I looked it up at least.
Oh, okay.
I think Morg didn't realize it. Or no, Morg had an inkling, and I looked it up, and it was the Grand Canyon. But I guess they just make up locations in Gundam.
That's
there's like
fair.
mountainous plains.
They could have just
there's
moved
like
the
mountainous
Grand
plains
Canyon
in the
to
southeast.
Canada.
Yeah. What if we picked up the Grand Canyon and moved it somewhere else? Anything is possible with the power of Minkowski.
Yeah.
This is the 15th site to be named a U.S. National Park. It is located in both Coconino and Mojave counties of Arizona. It was officially designated a national park in February 1919. The Grand Canyon itself is 277 miles long, up to 18 miles wide, and more than a mile deep, which is kind of crazy to me.
That's like the size of Ireland.
Yeah, you can fit. How many Irelands you can fit in this dang thing? It's crazy.
Ireland's really long now. It's Long Ireland.
Long Ireland. This thing is old as shit, too, because the Colorado River, which is the river that runs through the Grand Canyon, first established its course through here about 5 to 6 million years ago. So, this thing old.
Damn.
And it's not only old, it's a sacred site, because Native Americans have been inhabiting the Grand Canyon for thousands of years. The Pueblo people consider it a holy site. You can see, like, cave dwellings and stuff in the Grand Canyon now. It's, like, really, really incredible. I haven't been there, but this one's cool. The Colorado River Corridor, again, that runs through the Grand Canyon, features 1,737 species of plants, 167 species of fungi, 64 species of moss, 195 species of lichen, and 90 mammal species, including 18 different types of rodents and 22 different types of bats. And this variety is because the elevation change in the Grand Canyon is kind of nutty. From the base of the Colorado River to like the highest point, which is like the highest point in the north rim of the Grand Canyon to get snow, is over 8,000 feet tall.
Dang.
Which is like,
Damn.
Yeah, Grand Canyon big. I want to go there. It looks real pretty. I haven't been, but I'd like to.
It's really weird to think of, like, because when you imagine the Grand Canyon, you think it's like, oh, it's a ditch and it's flat all the way across the top. But I guess it's really more like a giant water slide.
Yeah, exactly.
For like, imagine if you were really big, like you could make yourself really big by getting into some kind of like mobile suit, and then you could slide down all the Grand Canyon.
I don't know. I think you might have to actually be 4 times as large as that, whatever typical size you would think of.
Yeah, I think the size. You must be 40 meters tall to ride this slide.
I'm going to assume
finally,
that that's what happens in G Gundam. Like,
yeah.
the G stands for go fast down the Grand Canyon.
The G stands for Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Ah!
And finally, our final destination, 641 miles away, It is Vandenberg Air Force Base, which is like the closest location to Hickory. It's located in Lompoc, California. It's between LA and San Francisco. I think I might have said San Diego in last week. But it's like the wiki says it's like close to Vandenberg, which is between LA and San Francisco, and San Diego south of LA, so it wouldn't be there. This place sucks shit, though. It started out in 1941 as Camp Cook, a military training place. He's used to hold POWs, used to launch missiles as tests, and it launched some actual satellites, including like a cool USSR spy satellite, or rather a satellite meant to spy on the USSR. And they eventually tried to convert it into a shuttle launch facility, but like it didn't work out. So the main reason we're doing this road trip is to take it over and use it to launch mobile suits into space.
Nice.
We got to get that Carrabba's contract.
Yeah. You know, like after we stop off there, we can just kind of drive north a bit, and we can go to Weed, California, which is our true destination.
Yeah, exactly. We can go near San Francisco and see the world's largest artichoke.
Hell yeah.
We love artichokes.
I've been there.
They're big and green and pointy.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a big artichoke they have there. It's no joke. That's our little road trip. We got through it pretty quickly. I thought it would take a bit longer.
I'm mad about quarantine because flights to America are literally like 200 quid right now. They're so fucking cheap, but also you die.
God.
Damn.
I'm sweating thinking about it.
The last trip you'll ever make.
Literally.
I want to go on a road trip. I miss driving around like long places like that.
I mean, look, if you
like
come to Ireland, we can drive the exact same amount of miles. We'll just go up and down literally 14 times because the fucking island's only 300 miles long.
We'll do our own Isle of Man TT.
Yeah.
And hopefully won't die.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Impossible
to say. But yeah, that was a segment. That was fun. It was cool. Like, actually, like, there's a website you can just search, like, road trip planner, and then you can put your, like, to and from, and then you just, like, fill it in from there. You can look on the map, and it, like, highlights cool sort of, like, destinations and stuff.
Nice.
It's fun. And that was our road trip. Hopefully we'll get to do an actual one at some point in like 10 years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at that point, you know, hopefully cars will be a thing of the past and we can ride a train together across the United States. Who knows?
There we go. Hopefully we'll be new types and we can just float.
Yeah.
I'd rather get in a decent train than float.
We'll all have our own Psycho Gundams to like walk in.
Yeah.
I'd rather get in a good decent train than in the Psycho Gundam.
Yeah, America doesn't have decent trains, unfortunately.
It does have Psycho Gundams. So
yeah.
that's what we have to deal with.
yeah, you know, we might
Pick
have
one.
to get 2 psychos. But yeah, that'll about do it for us. It's time to wrap up, I think.
Yeah.
So I've been Max. You can find me on Twitter and Tumblr at MaxyBajillion, Instagram too. I don't really go on Tumblr much these days. I don't know why I said that. I have other shows. I have Pot of Greed that I do with Sarah here. It's a show about Yu-Gi-Oh! We are 3 weeks away from finishing Duel Monsters, which is terrifying to me.
All of it. We are really in it now, Mr. Krabs.
We made like about 300 dick jokes last week. It was wonderful.
It was.
It was so much fun. And you can find that on Twitter at Pot of Greed Cast. I have another show called Slappers Only that I do with my friend Jordan. It's a video game music showdown podcast. We just released our Shovel Knight episode, or we just recorded our Shovel Knight episode. That should be up like the day before this one releases. That's on Twitter at Slappers Only Pod.
Neato, you can find me on everywhere at Sarah McCostumes, SARAHMCC Costumes. And yeah, that's it. That's me. Oh yeah, I also do Never Believe It, which is a Naruto D-Watch podcast. We didn't release an episode last week. We forgot about it. There's nothing came out.
Oh, beans.
So don't worry about it.
Really? I saw something in my feed.
No, nothing.
I think it was a glitch, Colin.
Yeah, no. That was a mistake. Just refresh. It should be gone.
Okay. You know, I'll have to double check. I'll double check it later. It's not a big deal.
Colin, where are you?
Hi, I'm Colin. You can find me on most social media at Padgettish. That's PADGETTISH. I am currently on private, but feel free to send me a follow request. I will most likely say yes. And I've got a new project coming up the pipe. So if you like robots, but you like them to be smaller and funnier and with less trauma, hopefully I will have a podcast for you very soon.
Maybe a little bit buggier?
A little buggier, yeah. A little, maybe more like a cat, or perhaps a teacher, or you know, we got a lot of things, you know, just kind of waiting around. There's maybe like if you wanted your robot to be small and a maid and also a reporter, I might have a media franchise for you to get interested in.
My mind is breaking.
Dog.
I don't know what this franchise is. What the fuck is this franchise? I cannot wait to find the fuck out. What is going on?
Tune in to find out.
More importantly, Max,
Hey,
what's your robot of the week?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Colin. My robot of the week is Robot Ridley from Metroid Zero Mission. This is not Meta Ridley. This is not. I guess it's also called Mecha Ridley in this case, but it's just like, what if an evil space dragon who died a billion times and kept coming back to life made like a robot version of himself that looks like a nasty chicken that's like the true final boss of Zero Mission, even though it looks really goofy and weird, but like it just claws at you and somehow takes 3 energy hits of damage from away whenever it hits you. And it like screeches all weird, and it's just like, huh, cool robot.
Huh.
Not as cool as the actual thing, not as cool as the cyborg, but like,
Yeah,
it's a robot.
Well,
I
mean,
like it. I like Metroid.
Yeah, it's, you know, we this podcast isn't called Wow Cool Space Dragon, so we just got to take the robots where we can get them.
This podcast is called Wow Cool Space Dracula. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Colin and Sarah, for continuing this journey, this road trip with me. Mm-hmm. Now we're in space, and I feel normal again for once. And oh god, my legs are so sore. As we always say, in the words of Vlad Tepes, war is bad.
Wow. Cool robot.
Delightful. Wonderful.
Oh.